Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to TKKN and Buff Save the Universe episode number 53. It
I
is
nailed it.
Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. I'm Chris Adams, Tekken Master, joined by.
Buff Larkin. Oh, buddy, it is a great time to be alive, don't you think?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, that was our show. Thank you, everybody. We saved the universe. Power of laughter. There you go. No, it is tech, and if you overlook, people pleading the fifth and the new strain of coronavirus and all everybody shooting each other and all that, if you look get past all that,
Get past all that.
if
That's
you
not
get
how that
past
works,
all
dude.
that,
That's not.
if
That's
you
not how
get
that
past
works.
all that,
No.
you are looking at
No.
one
No.
happy time.
No. That's like. Oh, I'm just gonna put my head in the sand and just just ignore all the terrible things that are happening, and
That's it. That's
yeah,
the spirit.
whatever, man.
That America, absolutely. Now, and people, and here, just a quick Trump thing because we just want to get that over with. So
Well, you're the
basically,
one bringing it
today
up. You could just not
he
say anything.
he
Just
brought up the.
saying.
So here
And you're
he
always
spent.
bringing it up. So maybe he's your pal.
Oh yeah, my
Maybe he's your
pal.
buddy.
No way. Anyway, so
Even
the
though
guy,
you always are like, oh, it makes my blood rage or my blood angry or whatever the f you say.
yeah, but I always like it when he does something. He says something like 5 years ago, like, "Oh, if you plead the fifth, it's this and all that," and then all of a sudden, now 5 years later, he's pleading the fifth because he's, "Oh, if you plead the fifth, there's something up to," and then all of a sudden, now he's pleading the fifth. Isn't that awesome? I thought so. Now, he's gonna get what he gets. He's gonna get what he gets. This week, this week, we will be talking about a couple of things on the video game front. Tekken Tekken gets a gift from Destiny. A game gets delayed till God knows when, because I'm not even putting any money on this. Uh, in wrestling, wrestling is good again, apparently, to Tekken. So that's
Um,
fantastic.
AEW has always been good, dude. It's just WWE finally like brought up
Yeah,
their quality.
yeah. And as an exclusive bonus, it'll be a 5 minute thing. I took a trip to the Windy City, and we had ourselves a good old time in Chicago, and looking at long lines for women and short lines for legends, and that's the point. But first of all, let's get talking about video games. Let's get talking with Tekken about Destiny, and you received something this week from
It's just a shirt,
Destiny.
dude. It's not. I'm not even talking about the game because I haven't played it
But you got a
since
shirt.
like January.
Now how'd you get this shirt?
I had to, I I don't remember. I had to like do
Isn't it
stuff.
nice to get something from a game
I didn't
company
effing get
that
it for free, dude. Okay, it's like I had to do stuff in the game to unlock the ability to buy it, and then I had to spend money on it. So it wasn't like it was free. Okay,
did you have to spend money because it was for shipping and all that?
it was more than
Or
just shipping.
okay. Well, I'm just telling you. So basically, you got your whole thing set up. You went and did everything on in the game, and they said, okay, give us
Okay, let me just
20.
like cut Buff off because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's talking about the moment of triumph shirt that you get that they have every year, where you like do a bunch of crap in the game, and it's like if you do it all, you have you have if you want to get the shirt, you can get the shirt, and it's just like oh, I did all a bunch of crap in the game, and I get a personalized, or I can get the personalized sleeve that has my gamer tag on it, and it's got the emblem or the crest or whatever the F, and it's like whatever, but it's like oh, I got my gamer tag on my shirt, so whatever, and then like that's like the only really thing I really go for every year in that game. Well, it's not the only thing I go for, but like back when I played it, it was like the one thing I was like, okay, I'll do this because I wouldn't do the stupid effing what's the one event where it's like effing the there's like the solstice, whatever the solstice crap was, like that crap is just a grind fest, and it's like towards the end of the like year before the next whatever in September, and it's just like, dude, not worth my time, and it's like f that crap. That's when it's time to take a break from the game, and it's like a stopping point every year, just like f this game. I mean, it's always like f this game because f that game really because it's like a trash, but yeah, that's what he's talking about. So yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you very much for clarifying that. So, And this is the last thing you're going to do for Destiny. It is officially in the trash. You've buried it. You've set it on fire. You've gotten rid of it.
I mean, unless it is like somehow magically fun and good
Delicious.
again,
Oh,
I don't plan or like until like the like last I think it's like the final shape or whatever the last expansion or not the last expansion, but like the last effing
I thought the last expansion was the last expansion.
and what was the name of the last expansion, Buff? If you know so much,
Kings of the Northern Sky.
that's you're just making that up.
Yes, I
Um,
am. But isn't that a nice name to name an expansion?
no, not for
Kings.
Destiny.
That's the name of our podcast. The Kings of the Northern
That's not the
Sky.
name
I
of
like
our
that.
podcast.
Anyway, number 53. Anyways, all right. Well, that's good. Well, I hope the next expansion, finally, you can finally play it and be done with it. And
Why would I go back? Oh, you ding dong! I'm talking about like the finale. There's supposed to be like a final part that like finishes the current like story arc that they've been on for like 10 years or whatever. That's like complete garbage and trash because it's always garbage and trash, and it's never gonna get better. But it's like,
so you're
hey, at
not
least there's gonna be like an end point, or like semi end point because it never ends because they're gonna. That's how the game works. Is it's a live service game. They're just gonna milk the crap out of it and money, 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 whatever. But not even PlayStation buying them can make it better because that's not how that works either. So it's just I want to come back for the end and be like, oh well, at least I get to see the end for now because it's not the end because that's just like in World of Warcraft when Cataclysm came out and it's like, oh well, this is kind of the end because we're doing all this cool stuff to the world with the dragon and Deathwing and blah blah blah, but it's not the end because it never ends. Like I said, giant space treadmill to nowhere, and then effing same thing. Final Fantasy 14. It's like Endwalker is just the end of that 10-year arc. So it's like there's more after, but it's like, I mean, not a good comparison because 14 is like so much better. It's so much better. It's not even like comparable. Not even the same solar system, dude. It's just playing 14. It's just like I know I bring this up every time I talk about it, but it's just like you just see Destiny for the trash MMO that it when it wanted to be MMO that it is, and it's just like
yeah.
oh. But just like Endwalker, it's not the end, and there's still adventures that we're having now in Eorzea until the next expansion. So MMOs they just go forever until they end or they stop supporting it or whatever. But at least as far as like in-game story excuse plots, that stuff.
Okay. Well, let's take your hatred of Destiny off the beaten track, and let's have a chat about Final Fantasy 14 since you're loving it a lot. So, what are you enjoying right now? How far are
I'm
you at with leveling up your character? Let me finish my sentence before you start berating me. Would be greatly appreciated. So, how far have you got for leveling up your character?
well, I got my machinist to 90. I got my dragoon to 87. I got my paladin. Wait, no, my paladin was already 90. I think actually. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, I had to think because I knew I had effing. Okay, so my monk is my main class. That's 90. All right, and then the rest are 80. Because I got them all to 80 before Endwalker came out, I believe, or like after it came out and I finished Endwalker. But I got them all to 80 at least. As far as like the combat classes, I'm not going to talk about crafting and gatherings. That's whatever. They're getting there slowly. All the gatherers are like 80 at least. Finally, that took a while. Crafters are like upwards of 70, but not all 70. And then for combat classes, I had like one of each category. Like DPS, the monk obviously was 90. Machinist, I got to 90 last, and then I had a paladin and whatever the summoner dual classes, like the summoner and the I can't remember. It's like summoner and something something share the same XP. So it's like I leveled the summoner, and at the same time I leveled the. I can't remember if it's the effing astrologian or the other healer. I don't
So,
play healers, but I
so
don't want to be like each role uh section, the 90, and then I'm working on the tanks first, and then I'll do healers, and then I'm gonna do DPS because I want to actually go from like my least preferred to play whatever's to like the last of them. But then I'm just playing PvP every day to get the daily PvP on the daily roulette or the DG roulette. That's like a good chunk of XP, and that takes like maybe like a month. I don't know. I'm doing it on the warrior now as like a test run to see how long is this gonna take if I just do this every day for a month. Can I get like every character? Because there's like 15 classes, so that would take like a year. So it's like okay, whatever, just do that. And then while I'm doing that, I'm working on the Beast Tribe quests. But that's okay. But like the answer to Buff's question, uh, Dragoon is currently because like when I after okay, because like I do the I will get into the queue on the tank to do the PvP every day, but then I will do other stuff on like the DPS class for like because I'll do those slowly as well. And the Dragoon, that's how the Dragoon's 87. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
So my question to you is, when you're playing the game now with your guy who is maxed out on so many jobs and all that, how smooth is the battle? Are you like killing it like 2 second battles,
That's not how that
or
works at all. So it's
so the
not.
tougher you are, the tougher the beasts are?
That's not. That's not how the game goes when you're. No. To answer your question, no. It depends on what I'm doing. Because if I'm doing stuff at the level I'm at, it's not just a walk in the park. And then if
No.
you do stuff lower level than you have to sync to it. And then they don't. Depending on what it is, they usually don't let you have like all your abilities and crap. They basically, like if you're, unless you're playing unsynced solo, or like you just happen to be effing queued in with the party at unsynced to have all your stuff that's like higher level than like what you're doing. It's usually balanced to where they don't let you be overpowered to like whatever the content is that you're playing. So you're always like at the level of what you're doing, and you only have like stuff unlocked up to like whatever that stuff is, and then that way you can't just like blow through it like it's nothing.
Well, there you go. All right. So my question to you is, because you seem like a nice person. Uh, the news just came out. You shared it with me this morning. It's one of those news items that you don't really want to start your day with, because that then it just ruins the rest of your day. But Tekken went and shared. Sent me a text, and first thing in the morning, because he knows I'm up, and he knows I'm always happy in the morning, and he knows he wants to poo poo on that. So he sent me the news that once again, once again, my lovely Midnight Suns game, which was supposed to be out in March of this year, now has the potential to be out next March. And even then, are we going to see it then? And I'm going to say to you, I don't care. Fool me once, shame on you. Me, shame on me. But fool me twice, shame on you. And you don't get my money. So that is what's going to happen. Hopefully, something, if they come out, because I will still have the PlayStation premium thing, so maybe they'll come out with a trial of the game, and that'll be nice, and I'll try the trial. But I am done. I am done. I am done. I'm undone with waiting for that game. It better be good. That's all I'm going to say. It just better be good.
What do you mean
And
by it
that's,
better be good?
well, very, if they've said they've taken the time off to get it to this, we need to give them time to make sure it's a quality game. Well, it better be 5 stars out of 5 before I even take a look at it. That's what I'm going to tell you that much. So, in saying that, let me just flip the switch now. Do you want to have any more to talk about when it comes to games?
Uh, Stray, the cat game, played it. It's okay. I haven't finished it yet because I keep having. I'm not like yeah. I'm still trying to get my time as far as like time management with my new schedule. But
Yes. Of course.
It's
During your new time schedule,
mhm.
is there any time to play games in the downtime, or is it mostly you work, you sleep, you work, you sleep, you work, you sleep, then you get your days off, and then you play your games then?
I mean, there's not time after work,
No,
but
no,
before work, kind of, but not really. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't really want to. I mean, when I play something, I want to play it for like 6 to 12 hours. So it's like I don't really want to. If I'm not going to be able to play it for like a long stretch of time, I don't want to play something. So that's kind of the issue I'm having.
there you go.
So I could
Okay,
play stuff for like a bit before I go to work, but then it's like, well, then it's just like makes me not want to go to work even more, or like,
yeah,
so it's like whatever. So yeah.
that's right. Uh, you have to be, you know something? Why don't you be one of those streaming guys and who says controversial things? That gets you covered up. They'll love you there, right? So, anyways, let's get on to wrestling. And before you talk about your WWE malarkey, let me just say that I was a man who decided to put his hard earned money to the task and purchase the pay per view known as Ric Flair's last match. And let me just tell you something. It was a very good card all the way up until the main event. And listening to the news right now, today he was on Conrad's podcast talking. Ric Flair, 73 years old, wrestled his last match in a tag match with his son-in-law Andreas, and also he has and so against Jeff Jarrett and I'm uh, the
Jay Lethal.
franchise Jay Lethal. Thank you. I had the J. Anyways, let me just say this about the match. Jeff Jarrett was the ultimate heel, and so was Jay. They're really getting the fans riled up. And I look and I watched the match, and I watched it with my girlfriend, who who hadn't seen one of these. She knew about wrestling and hadn't seen a pay per view, so she was really interested in, of course, my love for Ric Flair. She wanted to see what this whole deal was about. I and so the whole pay per view was good from the very start. All the matches were very good, very interesting, right? And they're worth the price that I paid, $34.99 for it. The Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal entrances, fantastic. And I said, man, they're really heating this up. They're getting the fans all rowdy and mad. And then Andreas came out, Andrade came out, all right, and that was good. And then the pay per view stopped for me because that's when Ric Flair came out. And 73-year-old Ric Flair came out. And I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. But I was blinded by good promos. I was blinded by oh, he could have one good match, one more good match. And the man came out and his belt hardly fit him. He passed out Tekken twice during the match. Twice due to dehydration. And I feared for the man's life. The ending came. They were trying to set him up for a superplex, and he said, "No, no, can't do that." So they had to bring him back down and give him a regular suplex, which almost killed him. And then so finally, and then he passed out. And then so Andrade was trying to get him the brass knuckles to use, and of course the man, his hand was shaking. I'm going, oh god, he's not in any good shape at all. And so he hit Jarrett with the brass knuckles, puts him in the worst looking figure four. And you put a guy in a figure four, you usually you sit up when you do the figure four, right? Well, Rick had no energy, and he just laid flat on the ground in the figure four, and they just counted Jarrett for the pin, and that's it. And I swear, I think he passed out there too. I felt like I was the dirtiest person. I felt dirty, Tekken, for giving for giving money to see this spectacle, a travesty, a horrible, horrible experience. I thought I was watching a man die, and that's not something that I would want to ever deal with again. I have to watch. I can't let my heart lead my decisions for me. And this is someone that said that after my girlfriend said, "Well, how do you like that?" I said, "I feel dirty. I feel dirty because this man didn't have to wrestle, and I thought he was going to die. It's like there's no, there is no positives to it at all." Anyways, so that was my Ric Flair experience. You, my good sir, you've now seen now that Vince has officially gone from the WWF, you have gone and started watching Raw again, and you are very happy with what you're seeing. Are you happy that they're bringing back the NXT people that they fired?
Yes.
Very good. So this week they brought back Sam Shaw. Did I spoil it for you?
No. Well,
Okay,
I
good.
mean, I think so because I don't remember hearing that name. But then again, I did.
The-
I think I fell asleep watching Raw this week. So, but then I've
Oh,
been
they,
falling asleep like every day this week because I for some reason like in the afternoon it's like my I just like when like my energy just like runs out. It's weird. I don't know what's happening, but yeah.
that's okay. So anyway, so yes, that is so. A lot of people are saying they're seeing a lot of nice changes to the product, little changes. So that's even better, and that's very nice. You know something for me, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you gotta hate one brand and like another." Well, no, and that is the worst thing. I hate Twitter and Facebook and all that who have this giant hate. You have to hate the competition. No, you don't. You can watch both products. You can enjoy both products. You can have a great time. You know, your life is that much better if you like more stuff. And so therefore I'm not out there hating on WWF. Good. If things are changing in the better way, if people are getting used, if you're using getting new talent out there, fantastic. If AEW is doing something that's more gritty and all that, fantastic. If New Japan is rocking the Casbah with the G1, fantastic. If you're a wrestling fan, don't do yourself a disservice by liking only one brand. Enjoy everything, and then you're that much better. But we're living in an age, Tekken, where we fight about everything, and that's what people want. They think they just can fight, and it makes them feel good. You and I fight all the time. I don't want to fight, but you just, yeah, we fought about
Oh,
Destiny just 10 minutes ago.
I am the oh whatever, dude.
You
It,
are the pot stirrer. That's
mm-hmm.
what you are, good
That's not
sir.
true at all.
You are the pot stirrer. But anyways, that's okay. But anyways, love wrestling all around, and I'm glad to see that now that Vince is gone, and they're still finding more PDAs on him, up to 20 million now that he's paid women to not talk about his sexual stuff with them. That's the best thing, isn't it? Isn't it? That's uh, he paid WCW. He only paid like what 5 million for it. He paid 4 times more he paid for sex than he paid for WCW. Isn't that something? Anyways, I'm getting past the point. Tekken, tell us how much you're enjoying WWE.
Well, it's like it sucks because like I canceled my Peacock and then like I didn't get to see SummerSlam and then SummerSlam was effing awesome like from all the highlights I saw because I was like whatever it's just Roman and Brock again. And then like
Yep.
I come home and I see the flipping thumbnail of like the ring destroyed. I'm like, what the f happened? And like I see the flipping like highlights and clips. I'm like, oh man, that was effing awesome. And just like, man, that was
but
just ah.
but not as awesome as what I showed you on that clip, where they had Brock bringing up and Roman falling out of the ring, and then it flipped into the Fall Guys. I laughed and laughed.
I did not
Anyways,
laugh enough.
of course you wouldn't, but that's okay. I really still respect you.
And then I did
Anyways,
also like because I was like, okay, I think Austin Theory is totally gonna try to cash in and then like get like rejected.
hmm
But then he got like rejected before he had the chance to cash in, so I was almost right. But I thought that was great. So I was like, oh, I was like almost close to what they had it set to get, or booked it to happen. So I thought that's pretty cool too, and
That's
funny,
right.
because he just goes out and then gets bonked in the head with the briefcase.
Yep.
Or not bonked in the head, he
Yep.
got F5'd because he bonked
Yeah.
Roman and then he got F5'd. I was like, oh, that was,
That's
yeah,
right.
kind of thought I thought would happen. So I thought that's funny.
That's good. Well, and like I said, I'm glad you're happy for the product, and people are checking it out. Like I said, they're bringing back old faces,
I mean,
old.
there's still like improvements they could do because like effing at least in WWE, because it's like the tag division in AEW is like so good. It is like untouchable. It is like super hot. Like it is just like talent overload of just like all the teams that they have in like the tag division in AEW, and it's like it doesn't even come close in WWE. They don't even like have like a tag like men's or women's division really, because it's like I mean I guess they do, but it's like it's not really like a thing they try to highlight. They're mostly focused on like uh singles matches, but it's like when like the tag matches are so good in AEW. They had effing what was it today? It was effing Lucha Brothers versus Andrade and the guy with the horns. I can't think of his name, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. So
Is that Whoosh?
yeah, Roosh.
There you go.
And then they have like the 3v3 stuff they're about to start up, and it's like oh, cannot wait. And they have like so many
Very
good
cool.
teams. It's like effing Young Bucks, Swerve in Our Glory, FTR, Lucha Brothers. Ah, so good.
They've been getting ready for this trios title
Jungle Boy and
for years.
or Jurassic Express,
Yep.
House of Black. Well, that's a three.
Yep.
That's a three-person team, but still.
And AEW is coming in Toronto, as you well know. So I'm very excited for that. It's going The tickets I think are going on sale in August, so I'll be jumping on the bandwagon there and trying to get myself some tickets to go see Dynamite live in Canada. Isn't that exciting? Yes, it would be. Laura, my girlfriend, asked if you're coming up to Canada to watch it though, and that's what I told her. I said, "Good luck, good luck." Is Tekken coming up to watch? No, so that's good. Anyways, exactly.
Oh
So,
man.
so we, it's coming up, the Clash at the Castle. We'll talk more about it as we get closer to the pay per view, the big pay per view in England. So, my question to you is, they've already said, okay, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus
True.
Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre. Of course, now they had Scarlett and her man come out and interfere and beat up on Drew McIntyre. So where do you see this is going? This is all big surprises.
Hmm. I have no idea because like that's completely unexpected to have Karrion Cross get reinserted to the main event picture, like out of nowhere.
Yes, yeah, but hopefully, like I said, fresh blood. That's nice to see, right? So that's good. And what a way to introduce them.
Oh,
So
and then effing we had Bailey come back with effing Io Sky and Dakota Kai. That was awesome. That
yes,
was great.
we
And it
all
was it
love
was
F.
funny too because like if you watch the highlight, she says she drops an F bomb when when they start cheering Bianca and
Yeah,
uh and Becky, and she's like, you guys are cheering them, are you effing kidding me? But she wasn't mic'd up, so it's like, but you can hear it.
yeah,
So I thought that was great.
yeah. There you go.
And then it's like they have like a happy accident because like Sasha and Naomi left, but then like obviously they're gonna come back, and so they have this like they're like bringing back the women's tag team championship, and they're having that like tournament thing for it, but it's like it's like like at the end of like whoever wins it, it's like it just sets up a feud between them and then Naomi
So
and Sasha.
that was gonna be my next big question was, are you expecting Sasha and Naomi to come back? If you were to rate it at 100%, all right, 100% saying you're 100% sure it's happening to zero being it, where are you going to put it right now as of August the 10th of Sasha coming back with Naomi?
Oh, 100%.
100%?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. I think so. With the change of the guard, and if Hunter goes and says, "Listen, we can do this, and I'm in charge. I guess apparently this today they told the news that they told Shawn Michaels to get in touch with Johnny Gargano to try to get him back. So it does really feel like we are seeing the NXT Triple H getting in there to do it. So that's very good. I like that because the best uh, NXT was during that time with Gargano and all these people. So we're going to see a very nice change hopefully coming up. Fresh blood was what WWE needed for so long. They need to take some of these other wrestlers and just kind of put them off to the side and just give them a break for a while. And this is going to be very interesting. Okay, since we're doing the 0% to 100% scale, I'm going to ask you another question. What do you see the probability of the WWE being sold within the year?
Within the year?
Within the year. Now that is
Mm.
from August 10th, 2022 to August 10th,
Oh,
2023.
I thought you just meant until January. Uh,
No,
mm, I mean, I guess I'd say 25%, 30%. Because
30%.
Vince already
Okay.
retired, so it's like, it's like if he if they sell, that's just more money for him, really. So,
Here's the thing. There's nothing to keep them from selling now. I don't think there was nothing to keep them from selling when Vince was around to a certain extent. They all thought Vince was going to work until he died. And Lord knows how much more money you're going to find with PDAs. He was gonna go down swinging all right, just in a different kind of way. But I see I can see them selling next year. But it depends. Remember, if you see more wrestlers being dropped, then that's always an indication that maybe they're trying to lean up everything. But at the same time, he's bringing back people.
do you?
So
Okay, what's your percentage score though?
my percentage, I'm gonna do the over. You say 30, I'm gonna say it's more than 30%.
Mm, I mean, I just, I just don't think that he would put his
That's fine.
daughter and Triple H in charge and then be like, okay, well, now we're gonna sell. It's like, okay, well then,
Well, you
like
got to
what?
make things look good. You got to have a steady ship to say, okay, let's sell, and then they can either stay there with the new owners, or or they can go and here's your gift, right? So it's all about job security, and think it's all about the stockholders. And the best part is the stocks have risen, or at least they did immediately after Vince's. Everybody was worried that if Vince left, stocks would drop. But thing is, stocks went up right after, and because they said, okay, Vince is gone, the controversy's gone, quote unquote, gone, and then boom, we got people in place that will take over, right? So that's a good thing. Anyways, let's get talking. Let's get talking about some more stuff. All right. So before we leave, and I started to break off the ride. Do you have any more to add about wrestling before I go on to my lovely Chicago talk, which actually has wrestling involved in it too?
Um, AEW is still great, and it's
Yes.
funny because I was like, dude, I was like so loving AEW and like there's no way AEW is gonna like catch up. It's like they're like a shell of their former self. But after the whole SummerSlam thing and like Triple H and the changes and like it's all of a sudden it's like good again and like worth watching every episode. Like not just SmackDown but Raw too. It's like oh man, like game changer. Like
Yeah.
I mean that being said, like I still have like the whole grain of salt about like there are certain aspects that are like just better in AEW that like still cannot really be even compared, like the tag division and like the women's division for like a lesser extent because it has kind of like faded from like what it was. But I think now that Hunter's back and Steph's back to a lesser extent, it's like it's gonna probably also improve. So
So my question to you is, I, on a scale of back to the percentage of 0 and 100, what is the percentage of John Moxley bleeding in a match, in every match?
every match,
Well, I'm saying if he comes out for a match, what are the percentage he's going to be bleeding?
80%, 90%, 80%.
Yeah.
You know, up
Well,
there.
guess what? Guess what? 99.9%. That's what that is. Because guess what? He's bleeding again. Anyways, let's talk about, as we close up this, because we have some golf to do in about 20 minutes, let's talk about my trip to Chicago. Well, I went to C2E2 back in on last weekend. And let me just tell you, when you sell your comic book collection years ago and you go to these things, it really defeats going because there's nothing much to do. You can't buy comic books because, you sold them. So why are you buying more comic books? And the best part is well, I'll tell you their whole story. So we get to Chicago. My girlfriend puts us in a nice hotel where we can go all over the place. All the major sites are there. The Bean is there. The Navy dock is there. We went on a tour on a boat and did all the architecture along the skyline and all that. That's nice. And then we walked to the McCormick Place in Chicago, which is where they're having C2E2. So we got there. We went through a door, went up the escalator. We went into C2E2. They didn't ask for our tickets. We went through the security thing, never asked for our tickets. So I could have went into C2E2 free, pretty much. I just walked into C2E2. I had my tickets with me. Nobody asked. I'm going, why did I pay this much money when I didn't need to? It's crazy. But anyway, so my girlfriend, when she went downstairs, she found it and she had the ticket, so she got up the she officially let us in without us getting arrested. That was nice. Anyway, so we got there, and do you like Funko Pops, Tekken?
No.
Yeah, at C2E2, almost every booth had them. There you go.
Okay, time out.
Also,
Before you continue, have you ever seen me post about Funko Pops ever? There you go.
yes, yes,
What? When?
yes. That one time.
That one time.
Anyways, oh, by
That's
the way, did
why.
you get that picture I sent you
Yes, the will.
of the will? I literally said to my girlfriend Laura, I said, Tekken needs to see this. So there you go. So you wouldn't want that for your apartment?
No.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Anyways, that's so basically uh, we went to the comic book to the big stars, and they had Sasha Banks there under her name Mercedes. Her name, because can't use Sasha because she's not in WWE anymore. And Naomi was there, so that was nice. And they had two of the biggest lines. We had other wrestlers there. We had McFoley was there. Trish Stratus was there. Lita was there,
Ooh,
and
Lita.
they had small. What was that? What
What?
was
What
that?
was what?
I said Lita, and then you went Lita.
I did not. That is not what I said. I said, ooh, Lita.
Well, oh, sorry. It was much more innocent craving. That's good. Okay. Anyways, let's get back into talking. So they had good lines, but then we got to Sasha, and it was like two deep, 2 rows deep. It was of people. It was insane how popular she is. And but we've talked about how popular she is. When she's on SmackDown, the ratings go up, right? She's the boss, and all that. And then we had Billy D. Williams was at the very end, and it was, of course, as you know, Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian,
Lando Calrissian.
Lando Calrissian.
Whatever.
Anyways, and so we had 2 rows deep for Sasha Banks. We had two people for Billy D. Williams. I couldn't believe it. I like he was for me. I thought he was going to be the star of the show, and I get there, and they had like Sasha had maybe a 2 meter length uh, room for people to stand in front of her. Right, she had a little booth. Billy D had, you know 3 times that in terms of space. Two people. I was just stunned. But and so and you've seen this. You send the pictures of Sasha, and when you do your autograph signing, you had to stand 6 feet away from her. So you see a lot of people just on the very edge of the picture. You see them there and Sasha doing the peace sign or something like that. I'm going, oh, I'm so glad Tekken didn't come down here to get his picture. It's like, it wouldn't have been worth it. But my girlfriend, she did enjoy the artist row. It was very good. I am actually, when I talk to you about comic books, I looked for Jonah Hex #1. They had Jonah Hex #1 in a whole bunch of different spots, but they had like there was no concrete pricing. It was like $60. It was $27. It just at every booth I went, it always fluctuated. So I was wanting to really get a like the old Jonah Hex #1, like from the 1970s Jonah Hex. That's what I wanted, but no luck with that. But now I'm thinking getting some, buying some actual comic book art. That is that for the apartment. So there's I saw on eBay they have a drawn Jonah Hex cover, the official penciling cover for it, and I'm thinking about putting some money down and buying it. But it's very hard. You want to make sure it's the real thing, right? And so you look at it and they go, it's exactly as described on the things. I'm going, does that mean it's real or does it mean it's real fake? So that's my next idea of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy some nice comic book art for my apartment. What do you think, Tekken? Would you ever buy comic book art for your walls?
Yeah, I've almost bought some before. Some stuff I've seen
Like,
on Twitter that like people had either made or commissioned, and I was like, ooh, this looks really good. And like it's cool because like sometimes it'll take you to like a storefront where it's already like on a canvas. You can just like get it and then put it in a frame.
yeah.
But I never bought any. I usually look at them like, oh, that looks cool. But then it's like, hmm, hmm,
So what
yeah.
would you actually buy?
I mean, I have some posters I bought because I bought some like when Marvel Now came out and some of the covers I really liked of Uncanny Avengers. I got some of those. I got
Nice.
some X-Men ones, obviously, because effing X-Men. Um, what else did I get? I'd have to look. I might be able to look it up real quick, but like just like covers of like the runs I really enjoyed, like Hickman's New Avengers, like stuff like
Yep.
that, or just like like or yeah, like Uncanny Avengers, like anything I read that like I really liked, and I was like, okay, well, like before it's like out of print, let me get a poster of this volume or whatever.
But would you get one that was like the actual cover, like drawn? You'd
I
you
mean, I
you'd
wouldn't. I'm not sure if I wouldn't get the inks because I'm not really a fan of the black and white, even though it has like
yeah.
a lot of the detail. It's just like so maybe not,
Because
but
you're actually buying art. That's the thing. It's like buying a painting. It's just it's not like there's only one in the world. So that'd be what I was actually interested in doing.
I
That
mean,
that might
I
be.
would because you could get like some cool like like if you have someone like do a commission and it's like a custom thing of like I want to have like FN Cyclops just like mowing down a bunch of Sentinels with his optic blast or something.
There you go.
So
So what would be the artist you would pick if you had a choice?
oh, Olivier Coipel for sure.
Ooh, very nice. Very
Um,
good.
I guess top three would be like Olivier Coipel, John Romita Jr. 'Cause he does like amazing stuff, and then Alex Ross also does amazing stuff.
Very good. Wow, this is something we'll have to
Well, hold
pursue.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm trying to think. Was it effing
Alex Ross.
not
You'd want.
or maybe not John Romita Jr. Like maybe I'd switch out that for Fiona Staples to get some sweet some saga art,
There you go.
like some
I
genuine saga from the people that drew it.
That's a very good question. I think if I was gonna
Ooh,
name
get a
my
Lion
three
Camp
art,
print. Yeah, yeah.
there you go. So my three artists I would pick would be Alex Ross. Would be I really would like John Romita Jr. I like that. Who's gonna be
I
the third
mean,
one?
I can't believe I didn't say Jim Lee though. I'm just like in my brain. I'm like, damn, I didn't even say Jim Lee, but whatever. So I mean, he does DC lately, so it's like kind of like it's not it's not that era anymore. So I guess that's more.
Okay. I'll think about my third and we'll talk about that next
Oh, I
time.
have a list now. I found it, Buff, of my posters I bought. But Uncanny Avengers, Uncanny X Men. When it was like the number, was it Uncanny? Or I don't know. Anyway, it says Marvel now, so it was like it's if it's Uncanny in Marvel now, that means it was during Cyclops when he had the team. But
Yeah.
Uncanny Avengers, and then X Men Legacy, and then X Men #1 with all the ladies, cause
The ladies. Frank Quiet. Oh no no.
that was a great
Frank
cover.
Cho. Frank Cho would be an artist. I would pick Frank Cho, Alex Ross, and
Oh, Frank Cho's
who?
great. I loved his
Yep.
Batman Superman.
Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love how you can't go for the third. That's great.
I can't. I can't. It's just so many. You
There
want
are so
Frank?
many.
Frank Quietly would be another one I would pick. That'd be that because he did it. I'll have to look at. Ah, I got it on the tip of my
What
tongue.
are you trying to think of?
Ah,
What
um,
series was it?
I have to, I'll answer it on the next podcast. We'll think about our next question. We'll talk about all the artists we'd like to get artwork from. Jack Kirby, of course, would be one we'd like to. You'd like to get some like actual uh, pages. So I looked up like my favorite characters, as you know, Hawk and Dove. So I was looking at old Hawk and Dove pages, and they're like running it for an actual art page that didn't really have the heroes on it. It's about $300 for a page by it was like I do believe 17 inches by 11 inches, and it's like $300 for that. I'm going, oh my goodness. Oh, it's just the prices are crazy. That's why when I see a like a cover,
Yeah,
which is actually valued more than a splash page, it actually is. The cover is worth more. And they had a Jonah Hex for like $60. I'm going, hot diggity, an authentic Jonah Hex cover, but I'm not 100% sure it's real. So
yeah. I
I got it.
saw I can't remember what they're called. Like this the Masterwork collectibles or whatever collectibles. There's like a brand, whatever. I can't remember what they're called, but they do a lot of like high end like crap. And they had like the X Men #1 where it's like the multiple covers connected, but
Oh,
it
yes,
was like
yes, yes, yes.
redone and like super high quality, but it was like super expensive. I was like, oh man, I would love to buy this, but it's like way out of my price range.
Yeah. Oh, to be in the price range. Life would be good. All right, good Sir Tekken, sign us off. We have to have some, and we'll talk more about comic art next time we have our chat. How's that?
All right.
And you think about actual comic pages that you would like to have.
Mm, all right. Well, anyway, that's it for this episode of Tekken and Buff Save the Universe. So until you see or hear from us again, we're now signing off, and you've been saved by the power of our friendship.
Yep.